What if I told you some places on Earth look so unbelievable that scientists still struggle to explain how they were created? We're talking about waterfalls taller than skyscrapers, islands where evolution took its own path, deserts that look like another planet, and one destination so extraordinary that nearly every traveler who visits says pictures don't even come close. But here's the crazy part. Most people have never even heard of several places on today's list. And trust me, number one isn't just beautiful. It's one of the greatest natural spectacles our planet has to offer. So don't go anywhere, because every destination from this point forward somehow becomes even more unbelievable. Number one, the Great Migration, Tanzania and Kenya. Every year, without maps, without roads, and without anyone telling them where to go, more than 1.5 million wildebeest, joined by hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, begin one of the most extraordinary journeys on Earth. Welcome to the Great Migration. Stretching across the vast plains of Tanzania's Serengeti and Kenya's Masai Mara, this incredible natural event is often called the greatest wildlife spectacle on the planet. Driven by seasonal rains and the search for fresh grazing land, these massive herds travel nearly 1,200 miles each year in a continuous cycle of survival. But the journey is anything but easy. River crossings become dramatic battles against powerful currents and hungry crocodiles waiting beneath the surface. Lions, cheetahs, hyenas, and leopards follow the migration, turning every stage of the journey into an unforgettable display of nature's balance between life and survival. Watching thousands of animals move together across the endless African savanna is a sight few travelers ever forget. Number two, the Amazon rainforest, South America. Some places are so vast, it's almost impossible to understand their true scale. The Amazon rainforest stretches across 9 South American countries, covering more than 2.3 million square miles. It's the largest tropical rainforest on Earth. Home to an estimated 10% of all known species, the Amazon is a living world unlike any other. Jaguars silently patrol the forest floor. Pink river dolphins swim through winding waterways. Colorful macaws soar above the canopy. Tiny poison dart frogs display brilliant colors that warn predators to stay away. Scientists continue discovering new plants, insects, and animals here every year, proving that much of the rainforest still holds mysteries waiting to be explored. Flowing through its center is the mighty Amazon River, the largest river by volume on the planet. It carries more water than the next several largest rivers combined and plays a vital role in regulating Earth's climate. Number 3. Halong Bay, Vietnam. Imagine sailing across calm, emerald waters, surrounded by thousands of towering limestone islands that seem to rise straight out of the sea. It almost feels like you've entered another world. Welcome to Halong Bay. Located in northeastern Vietnam, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is home to nearly 2,000 limestone islands and islets sculpted by wind and water over millions of years. Every island has its own unique shape. Some hide secluded beaches. Others conceal massive caves filled with ancient rock formations. One of the most famous is Sung Sot Cave, also known as Surprise Cave, where enormous chambers and dramatic stalactites create an underground landscape that lives up to its name. One of the best ways to experience Halong Bay is on an overnight cruise. As daylight fades, the crowds begin to disappear, and the bay transforms into a peaceful world of quiet water, glowing sunsets, and star-filled skies. Number 4. Grand Canyon, Arizona, United States. There are places you've seen in countless photographs, yet somehow, nothing prepares you for seeing them in person. The Grand Canyon is one of those places. Stretching 277 miles across northern Arizona and reaching depths of more than 6,000 feet, it's one of the greatest geological masterpieces ever created. Over millions of years, the mighty Colorado River slowly carved through layers of ancient rock, revealing nearly 2 billion years of Earth's history along its colorful canyon walls. Every sunrise paints the cliffs in glowing shades of orange, red, and gold. Every sunset transforms the landscape once again. No two visits ever look exactly the same. The South Rim offers the park's most famous viewpoints, while the quieter North Rim provides a more peaceful experience surrounded by forests and cooler temperatures. For adventurous travelers, hiking to the canyon floor or rafting through the Colorado River offers an entirely different perspective of this natural wonder. Number 5. Victoria Falls, Zambia and Zimbabwe. You don't just see Victoria Falls, you hear it, you feel it, and long before it comes into view, you can already sense its incredible power. Stretching more than 1 mile across the Zambezi River, Victoria Falls forms the largest continuous curtain of falling water on Earth. At peak flow, millions of gallons of water plunge more than 350 feet into the narrow Batoka Gorge every single minute. The result is a towering cloud of mist that can rise over 1,300 feet into the sky, visible from miles away. It's no surprise the local Lozi people named it Mosi Oatunya, meaning the smoke that thunders. Visitors can experience the falls from scenic walking trails, helicopter flights, river cruises, or even from the famous Devil's Pool, a natural rock pool that sits astonishingly close to the edge during the dry season. Number 6. Mount Bromo, Indonesia. Imagine watching the sunrise as clouds slowly drift across an ancient volcanic landscape, and from the middle of it all, a smoking crater rises above a sea of ash. Welcome to Mount Bromo. One of Indonesia's most iconic volcanoes and one of the most unforgettable sunrise destinations on Earth. Standing 7,641 feet above sea level, Mount Bromo isn't the tallest volcano in the region, but it's easily the most famous. Its constantly active crater releases wisps of white steam throughout the day, reminding visitors that this mountain is very much alive. The volcano sits inside the Tengger caldera, a massive ancient volcanic crater that's nearly 6 miles across. Surrounding Bromo is the famous Sea of Sand, a vast plain of volcanic ash that gives the entire landscape an almost lunar appearance. The adventure usually begins long before dawn. Travelers ride four-wheel drive vehicles across the ash-covered plains before hiking the final stretch to one of the region's scenic viewpoints. As the first rays of sunlight illuminate the volcanoes, the entire landscape transforms into one of Southeast Asia's most breathtaking panoramas. Number 7. Antarctica. Imagine a continent where almost everything you see is ice. Welcome to Antarctica. The coldest, driest, windiest, and highest continent on Earth. Nearly 98% of Antarctica is covered by an ice sheet that's over 2 miles thick in some places. Yet, despite these extreme conditions, life still thrives. Thousands of emperor penguins gather on frozen sea ice. Massive elephant seals rest along icy coastlines. And beneath the freezing waters, blue whales, orcas, leopard seals, and countless marine species flourish in one of Earth's richest oceans. One of Antarctica's greatest surprises is its silence. Away from research stations, there are moments when the only sound you'll hear is the cracking of ancient glaciers or the distant call of a penguin colony. Number 8. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. Beneath the turquoise waters off Australia's northeast coast lies the largest living structure on Earth. The Great Barrier Reef stretches for more than 1,400 miles, making it so vast that it's visible from space. This incredible ecosystem is made up of nearly 3,000 individual reefs and around 900 islands, supporting one of the richest collections of marine life anywhere on the planet. Swimming here feels like entering another world. Sea turtles glide effortlessly through the water. Colorful coral gardens stretch in every direction. Schools of tropical fish move together like underwater fireworks. And if you're lucky, you might even encounter majestic manta rays or gentle whale sharks. Number 9. The Northern Lights. Imagine standing beneath a silent Arctic sky, when suddenly, green ribbons begin dancing overhead. Then purple, pink, even deep crimson. The entire night sky comes alive. This is the Aurora Borealis, better known as the Northern Lights. These glowing waves of color are created when charged particles from the sun collide with gases high in Earth's atmosphere, producing one of the most spectacular natural phenomena on the planet. No two displays are ever exactly the same. Some appear as soft, glowing arcs. Others explode across the sky in fast-moving curtains of light that seem almost alive. Countries like Norway, Iceland, Finland, Sweden, Canada, and Alaska offer some of the best viewing opportunities during the long winter nights. Number 10. Zhangjiajie National Forest, China. Have you ever looked at a movie scene and wondered if a place that beautiful could actually exist? Well, it does. Welcome to Zhangjiajie National Forest. Rising from the mist like floating islands in the sky, thousands of towering sandstone pillars create one of the most surreal landscapes anywhere on Earth. Some of these massive rock columns climb more than 1,000 feet into the clouds, with ancient forests clinging to their narrow peaks. It's no surprise this incredible scenery inspired the floating Hallelujah Mountains in James Cameron's blockbuster Avatar. But seeing it with your own eyes is a completely different experience. Glass bridges span deep canyons, cable cars glide above endless stone forests, and winding boardwalks reveal breathtaking views around nearly every corner. Number 11. Pamukkale, Turkey. At first glance, it looks like a frozen waterfall, or perhaps a mountainside covered in fresh snow. But what you're actually seeing is stone. Brilliant white stone. Welcome to Pamukkale, which fittingly means cotton castle in Turkish. For thousands of years, mineral-rich thermal water has flowed down these hillsides, slowly depositing layers of calcium carbonate that formed dazzling white terraces and shallow turquoise pools. The result is one of the most surreal landscapes on Earth. Visitors can walk barefoot through sections of the warm thermal pools while taking in sweeping views of the surrounding valley. Just above the terraces lies the ancient city of Hierapolis, founded more than 2,000 years ago. Its remarkably preserved theater, temples, and ancient Roman baths reveal how people have traveled here to enjoy these healing waters since antiquity. Number 12. Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. What if one journey completely changed the way humanity understands life on Earth? That's exactly what happened here. Located nearly 600 miles off Ecuador's coast, the Galapagos Islands are unlike anywhere else on the planet. Because these volcanic islands remained isolated for millions of years, many animals evolved without fear of humans. As a result, Visitors can stand just a few feet away from giant tortoises, blue-footed boobies, marine iguanas, playful sea lions, and flightless cormorants. It was these extraordinary animals that inspired Charles Darwin during his famous voyage aboard HMS Beagle. His observations here eventually led to the theory of evolution by natural selection, one of the most influential scientific ideas in history. Today, strict conservation efforts help protect the island's fragile ecosystems, ensuring future generations can experience their remarkable wildlife. Number 13. Sahara Desert, North Africa. When most people picture the Sahara, they imagine endless waves of golden sand. But here's something that surprises almost everyone. Only a small portion of the Sahara is actually covered by sand dunes. The world's largest hot desert is mostly made up of rocky plateaus, gravel plains, ancient mountains, and dry valleys that stretch across 11 different countries in North Africa. Covering an area nearly the size of the United States, the Sahara is one of Earth's most extreme environments. Summer temperatures regularly climb above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, while winter nights can become surprisingly cold. Despite these harsh conditions, life continues to thrive. Camels, desert foxes, scorpions, and remarkably resilient plants have adapted to survive where water is incredibly scarce. As darkness falls, the desert reveals another unforgettable experience. Far away from city lights, the Sahara offers some of the clearest night skies anywhere on the planet. Number 14. Iguazu Falls, Argentina and Brazil. Imagine hearing a waterfall, long before you ever see it. The roar grows louder with every step. The mist begins to rise, and suddenly, an endless wall of rushing water appears in front of you. Welcome to Iguazu Falls. Stretching nearly 2 miles across the border of Argentina and Brazil, Iguazu isn't just one waterfall. It's a breathtaking collection of more than 270 individual cascades, making it the largest waterfall system on Earth. Some falls gently tumble over the cliffs, others explode into the river below with incredible force. But one section steals the spotlight. Known as Devil's Throat, this massive U-shaped chasm sends an astonishing amount of water crashing into the canyon below, creating clouds of mist that can be seen from miles away. The surrounding rainforest is just as incredible. Home to toucans, colorful butterflies, monkeys, giant otters, and even jaguars, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of South America's richest ecosystems. Number 15. Yellowstone National Park, United States. Imagine a place where the ground can suddenly erupt, boiling water shoots hundreds of feet into the air, and rainbow-colored pools hide some of the hottest water on the planet. Welcome to Yellowstone National Park. Established in 1872, Yellowstone became the world's first national park, forever changing the way countries protect their natural treasures. The park sits atop one of Earth's largest volcanic systems, a massive supervolcano whose underground heat powers thousands of geothermal features. The most famous is Old Faithful, a geyser that has amazed visitors for generations with its remarkably predictable eruptions. Not far away, Grand Prismatic Spring glows with brilliant shades of blue, green, yellow, and orange, thanks to heat-loving microorganisms living in its mineral-rich waters. Yellowstone is also one of the best places in North America to see wildlife. Bison, wolves, elk, grizzly bears, and bald eagles all roam this vast wilderness. Number 16. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. Imagine standing in the middle of an endless mirror, where the horizon completely disappears and the sky seems to stretch beneath your feet. That's exactly what happens at Salar de Uyuni, the largest salt flat on Earth. Covering more than 4,000 square miles, this vast white landscape was formed when prehistoric lakes evaporated thousands of years ago, leaving behind an enormous blanket of salt. During the dry season, the salt flats resemble another planet, an endless white desert that stretches farther than the eye can see. But after a light rainfall, everything changes. A thin layer of water transforms the surface into one of the most extraordinary natural mirrors on Earth, reflecting the clouds so perfectly that it's almost impossible to tell where the ground ends and the sky begins. It's no wonder photographers from around the globe travel here to capture impossible-looking images. Number 17. Banff National Park, Canada. Some places make you want to slow down. Banff makes you want to stop every few minutes, just to admire the view. Nestled in the heart of the Canadian Rockies, Banff National Park is Canada's oldest national park and one of the most spectacular mountain destinations on Earth. Snow-capped peaks tower above emerald forests, while glacier-fed lakes shimmer in impossible shades of turquoise. Two of the park's biggest stars are Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. Fed by glacial melt, their brilliant blue color comes from tiny particles of rock suspended in the water that reflect sunlight in remarkable ways. Wildlife is everywhere. Elk graze peacefully beside roads, mountain goats climb impossible cliffs, and if you're lucky, you might even spot a grizzly bear from a safe distance. Adventure is available year-round. Summer brings hiking, canoeing, and scenic drives, while winter transforms Banff into a world-class destination for skiing, snowboarding, and ice skating. Number 18. The Maldives. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine waking up in an overwater villa, stepping onto your private deck, and diving straight into water so clear it almost disappears beneath you. Welcome to the Maldives. Scattered across the Indian Ocean are nearly 1,200 coral islands, grouped into 26 breathtaking atolls. While only around 200 of these islands are inhabited, each one feels like its own slice of paradise. The Maldives is famous for its turquoise lagoons, powder-soft white sand, and luxurious overwater resorts. But beyond the picture-perfect beaches lies an underwater world just as spectacular. Colorful coral reefs surround many of the islands, making the Maldives one of the world's top destinations for snorkeling and scuba diving. Sea turtles, reef sharks, manta rays, and thousands of tropical fish call these warm waters home. As the sun sets, another incredible experience begins. On certain beaches, tiny bioluminescent plankton light up the shoreline, creating a glowing blue effect that looks like something from a fantasy movie. Number 19. Lake Baikal, Russia. At first glance, Lake Baikal may seem like just another beautiful lake. But beneath its crystal-clear surface lies a world record that few places can match. Lake Baikal is the oldest and deepest freshwater lake on Earth, reaching depths of more than 5,300 feet. Even more astonishing, it contains roughly 20% of the planet's unfrozen freshwater. Scientists estimate this incredible lake is around 25 million years old, making it a living time capsule of Earth's geological history. More than 80% of the species found here exist nowhere else on the planet, including the Baikal seal, the world's only freshwater seal. During summer, the lake's incredibly clear water offers spectacular boating and hiking opportunities. But winter transforms Baikal into something truly magical. The surface freezes into thick sheets of transparent blue ice, creating one of the world's most surreal winter landscapes. In some places, the ice becomes so clear that you can see deep beneath your feet. Number 20. Wadi Rum, Jordan. Wonder. If someone dropped you into Wadi Rum without telling you where you were, you might honestly think you'd landed on another planet. Towering sandstone mountains rise from endless red sand valleys, while narrow canyons, ancient rock bridges, and wind-carved cliffs create a landscape unlike almost anywhere else on Earth. Known as the Valley of the Moon, Wadi Rum has served as the backdrop for films like The Martian, Dune, and Lawrence of Arabia. Its striking red terrain has become Hollywood's favorite stand-in for the surface of Mars. But this desert isn't empty. For thousands of years, Bedouin tribes have called Wadi Rum home, preserving traditions of hospitality, storytelling, and desert survival that continue today. Visitors can explore the landscape by 4x4 jeep, camel, or even hot air balloon. And after sunset, the adventure continues beneath one of the clearest night skies you'll ever see. Number 21. Pulpit Rock, Norway. Imagine walking onto a massive stone platform suspended more than 1,980 feet above a breathtaking fjord. No guardrails, no glass floors, just you, and one of Norway's most unforgettable views. This is Pulpit Rock, or Preikestolen. Carved by glaciers during the last ice age, this dramatic cliff overlooks the crystal-clear waters of Lysefjord, creating one of Scandinavia's most iconic landscapes. The hike to the summit covers about 5 miles round trip, winding through forests, rocky plateaus, and small mountain lakes before revealing the famous overlook. Standing on the edge is both exhilarating and humbling. The silence, broken only by the occasional breeze, makes the experience even more unforgettable. Number 22. Mount Everest, Nepal and China. At 29,032 feet above sea level, there's only one place on Earth where you can stand higher than anywhere else. Welcome to Mount Everest, the roof of the world. For centuries, this legendary peak remained an impossible dream. Today, it attracts climbers from across the globe, each chasing the same goal, reaching the highest point on the planet. But don't let the growing number of expeditions fool you. Everest is anything but easy. The air near the summit contains only about 1/3 of the oxygen available at sea level. Every step demands extraordinary determination, and even experienced mountaineers face life-threatening risks from avalanches, sudden storms, and extreme altitude sickness. That's why the mountain's true heroes are often the Sherpas, the highly skilled local climbers who guide expeditions, carry supplies, and help make successful summits possible. Their experience and resilience have become an essential part of Everest's story. Number 23. Pali Coast, Hawaii. There are beautiful coastlines. And then there's the Pali Coast. Towering emerald cliffs rise nearly 4,000 feet straight from the Pacific Ocean. Hidden beaches appear between razor-sharp ridges. Ancient waterfalls tumble toward turquoise water, and thick tropical forests blanket almost every mountain. Roads never reach this side of Kauai. That's why today, most visitors arrive by helicopter, kayak, or by hiking one of America's most breathtaking trails, the legendary Kalalau Trail. Movie lovers might recognize these cliffs from films like Jurassic Park, but even Hollywood struggles to capture just how dramatic this coastline feels in person. Number 24. Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. At first glance, it almost looks like someone carefully stacked thousands of giant stone columns by hand. But every single one was created entirely by nature. Around 60 million years ago, volcanic lava slowly cooled and cracked into nearly 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, producing one of Earth's most unusual landscapes. Most of the columns are perfectly hexagonal, so precise that for centuries people believed giants had built them. In fact, Irish legend says the mighty giant Finn McCool constructed the pathway to challenge a rival giant across the sea. Whether you believe science or mythology, standing here feels equally magical. The cliff-top walking trails reveal incredible panoramic views over the North Atlantic, while the columns themselves invite visitors to carefully step across one of the world's most fascinating geological puzzles.
Number 25.
Angel Falls, Venezuela. Imagine standing deep inside one of the world's oldest rainforests, looking hundreds of feet above your head, only to watch a ribbon of water disappear into the clouds before it ever reaches the ground. Welcome to Angel Falls. Hidden within Venezuela's remote Canaima National Park, this astonishing waterfall drops an incredible 3,212 feet, making it the tallest uninterrupted waterfall on Earth. The surrounding tabletop mountains, known locally as tepuis, are among the oldest geological formations on the planet, dating back nearly 2 billion years. And because the drop is so immense, much of the falling water transforms into mist long before touching the jungle floor. It's one of the very few waterfalls where gravity literally turns part of the river into clouds. Getting here isn't exactly easy. Most visitors fly into Canaima before continuing by riverboat and hiking through dense rainforest. But that's also what keeps Angel Falls feeling truly wild.